Hi everyone, welcome back to Monday Positivity. And today we're diving into a topic that resonates with so many of us, the freedom of saying no and embracing our own needs. In a world that often glorifies busyness and constant availability, saying no can feel like an act of rebellion. But what if I told you that saying no is one of the most empowering things you can do for yourself? It's time to reclaim our time, energy, and mental health. Let's start by understanding why saying no is so important. In many cultures, especially those that prioritize community and relationships, we're conditioned to be accommodating and to prioritize others' needs over our own. This can lead to overcommitment, burnout, and resentment. Saying no is not just about refusing requests, it's about setting boundaries. When we say no, we create space for our own priorities, needs, and well being. It allows us to focus on what truly matters to us. Think about the last time you felt overwhelmed because you took on too much. How did it affect your mood, your productivity, and your relationships? When we consistently put others first, we can become stretched thin, leading to feelings of anxiety and discontent. It is very important to recognize when to say no because it can be really challenging to understand the situation sometimes. And it often requires self awareness and reflection. Ask yourself, is this request aligned with my values? Do I genuinely want to take this on? Or am I feeling obligated? One way to assess this is to check in with your feelings. If the thought of accepting a request fills you with dread or anxiety, it's likely a sign that saying no would be beneficial. Another key aspect is understanding that you're not responsible for other people's reactions. It's natural to fear disappointing others, but remember that your needs and boundaries are just as valid as theirs. Now that we understand the importance of saying no, let's explore some strategies for doing it effectively and gracefully. First of all, when you need to say no, be straightforward. You don't have to beat around the bush, you don't owe anyone an elaborate explanation. A simple, I can't commit to that right now, is often sufficient. And if you want to maintain the relationship but can't fulfill the request, consider offering alternatives. For example, I can't help you with that project, but I'd be happy to catch up next week, right? You have to find other alternatives. And saying no is a skill that requires practice. So you have to practice assertiveness. Start small, decline minor requests, and gradually build your confidence to say no to bigger ones. And you can always use I statements. You can always frame your response from your perspective. For instance, instead of saying, you're asking too much of me, say, I need to prioritize my time right now. This approach reduces defensiveness and keeps the conversation focused on your needs. And then you also need to understand your capacity and acknowledge when you're at your limit. It's okay to prioritize self care and step back from commitments. Understanding your limits, recognizing your limits, can help you set healthy boundaries. When I started learning about human design, I understood that I am a projector type, and projectors usually need a lot of rest because their energies expand, like they expend their energy. I mean, like every interaction can sometimes be so draining, even like the walk can be so draining. So I understand my need to take rest and take breaks and reflect and the need to you know recharge so that I can be ready for the next task, right? So, recognizing your needs, recognizing your limits, I believe is the best way to, know when you need to set boundaries. And despite knowing the importance of saying no, many of us still grapple with guilt or fear of rejection. So, it's important to address these feelings head on. First of all, so I'm going to share a few things that will help you to overcome, your guilt um, and fear. First of all, remind yourself that saying no doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you human. Everyone has their limits, and respecting yours is a form of self care. Second, challenge your negative thoughts that arise when you say no. Ask yourself, is this thought true? Am I really letting someone down? Or are they capable of handling this request without me? And in the process, you also need to surround yourself with supportive people who actually understand and respect your boundaries. Their encouragement can help diminish feelings of guilt and reinforce your right to prioritize your needs. Now, saying no can lead to many benefits. Firstly, it frees up time and energy for activities and people that bring you joy. When you're not overcommitted, you can engage more deeply in what truly matters to you. Secondly, it fosters healthier relationships. When you establish and maintain boundaries, others will respect you more for it. They'll understand that your time and energy are precious resources. And finally, saying no enhances your self esteem. Every time you assert your needs, you reinforce your sense of self worth. You learn to trust yourself and your decisions, leading to greater confidence in other areas of your life. What I'm saying is that saying no is not just a rejection, it's an affirmation of your worth and needs. It's a vital tool for maintaining balance and nurturing your mental health. So you need to embrace the freedom that comes with setting boundaries and remember that every no is a yes to yourself, right? All right, thank you for joining me today. And if you found this episode helpful, please share it with someone who might benefit from it. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already for more discussions on personal growth and self empowerment. Until next time, take care of yourselves.